Alright, so a lot has happened in the last 24 hours. Right now we are seeing the market cap increasing by 52% in the last 24 hours, and at its peak the market cap essentially have doubled compared to what it was yesterday, and the trading volume in comparison to yesterday is up 770%. This is literally the social media buzz that I was talking about when we see a breakout from Shib consolidating for such a long time. So today I'm going to go over what happened, how the media and people are reacting to this on Twitter, and why this has been beneficial for us, and what we can potentially see with Shib in terms of price movements, and what are some do's and do nots with regards to buy and selling Shib. We'll be giving away $100 to a random subscriber to kickstart their crypto journey. To enter this giveaway, simply like and subscribe and comment your favorite crypto in the comments below. So the price of Shib gone up approximately close to 90% yesterday. While the exact cause of this particular breakout cannot be pinpointed to one particular instance, there's been a lot of things that's been building up that coincides with each other, which particularly have led to this particular breakout. So Friday last week, I talked about how there was this triangle pattern that was forming, and when the price of Shiba breaks away from this pattern, we can potentially see a breakout. And that happened over the weekend. We saw this initial step of the price moving away, followed by a big jump. And the incident that coincides with all of this is the potential Robinhood listing as well. So we have a cheeky tweet here from Pump. I'm recording conversation Robinhood CEO tomorrow. What questions do you have for him? And Shaitoshi jumped on it and said, when Shib? And if you've been around on Twitter, you will notice that there's been a lot of pressure on Robinhood to list Shib, given that it's also in Robinhood's best interest to list Shib, as their downloads have plummeted since the crypto craze has died down significantly. But one thing that we're certain, and the things that we do know, is that people that are in the top 1,000 Ethereum wallet holders tend to have more information and have more access to knowledge than the traditional investor. And we have the daily analysis of the top 1,000 Ethereum wallets here. Shib is the most transacted ERC20 token and the biggest ERC token holding. I want to take a quick second to appreciate what's happened and why it's been good for Shib in the last 2 to 3 months to remain mostly stable. So this is going to be a fairly condensed version. My thoughts and my philosophy around the current status of Shib is sort of scattered around the various videos, but if you watch most of them, you'll have a good understanding of where I am coming from. So for the majority of the last 2 to 3 months, we saw Shiba bounce between these two particular levels. Now, these are the 568 and roughly the 900, 980, so just below the 1000 level here. So every time the Shiba touches the bottom level, we saw aggressive buying. So that tells me with confidence that there's a lot of people, a lot of interest, and also a lot of institutional interest, so big buyers, big wallets that are interested in Shib. So every time Shib dipped to this level, they bought aggressively. So first of all, that tells me that something interesting, something good is bound to happen with regards to Shib. And now the second thing to notice, which is also very evident, is that every time the price of Shib reaches this particular level, it gets sold. So there's obviously a large number of people who is wanting to sell Shib as well. And one of them being India's COVID relief fund, which had a significant portion of Shib that they needed to get rid of. But we know from last week, I believe it was 2 weeks ago, they have gotten rid of all of their Shib holdings, which means that they have essentially removed one of the ceilings capping Shib at its current price. So there was a bit of a tug of war between the buyers and the sellers, and the tides of this battle ultimately changed because of all the listings that we have seen. So the listings on Coinbase and the listing of various exchanges has brought in new members into the Shib army that has in return bought at the dip, and also the whales coming in as well, that has essentially driven and squeezed the price of Shib up drastically. And I've also mentioned this in previous videos that we want to buy at the dip at a good price for Shib, but what we're looking for is not 5%, 10% gains on a day or week basis, but what we're looking for is 100%, 200% breakouts like we have seen, like the one that's happened in the last 2 days. And what we have seen here is exactly what we want, not just from a price perspective, but also from a social media perspective. So we can see that Shib Army is actually trending now on Twitter. So that's going to bring in a lot of interest from people who are also watching other cryptocurrencies. Because when we have social media interest, we're going to have a domino effect driving the price up even further. We're not going to be able to achieve this with a trickle down effect where we see 5% or 10% move on a day-to-day basis. We only can see this on a huge breakout where we can gather the interest of a lot of people who also want to jump in, and also a FOMO. So now let's look at what's going to potentially happen now we've seen Shib jump so much. So first of all, I mentioned before that Shib needs to have enough momentum to break through this resistance level to pursue new highs, and that is exactly what happened. We have broken through this resistance level that we've been trapped in a channel for the last 2-3 months. And we've also broken through this resistance level here, and we're now looking to use this as support. This is very important. I'll explain that in a bit. So what is going to happen right now and also for the next 24 hours is going to be very, very important to the future trajectory of Shib. So right now we want the price to consolidate. We want the price is going to drop, because what's going to happen is people who bought in are going to take profit. So it is inevitable to see the price dropping, but we don't want the price to drop too much. So there are two key levels that we want to protect as buyers. So the first key level to protect is this 100 level here. So we want the price to consolidate above this level, because if it does, we're in a new field of playgrounds, because that allows us to move in terms of price that is above of what Shib used to be. But even better, a better scenario is for price to sit above this 1200 level here to 1220, 1230. That is very, very bullish. Right now, it is looking to form that way, but anything can happen in the next 24 or so hours, given that we've had such a big move. More people might want to sell out. Maybe so, maybe not. But we will have to see. But these two levels are going to be very, very important in terms of what we are likely to see Shib do next. And me and my team actually wrote about this 5 days ago with regards to the current status and the current price of Shib. And this is going to be the exact same scenario as what it was 5 days ago. So the longer, the tighter the consolidation gets, the more powerful the resulting breakout move has the potential to become. Shib has a huge circulating supply, so it doesn't surprise me that it has been going sideways for quite a while. Once the float rotation has completed, and that is all the people who want to sell do so, and the new buyers are in position, this thing has the potential to take off exponentially. And this is essentially what we are looking to capture right now. So I'm going to switch over to the 1 hour chart, because that gives us a bit more information. So we can see very clearly here that there was a consolidation period for a long period of time, leading up to the breakout, and then we just saw a bull flag after bull flag after bull flag. We saw a first pullback here, a first significant pullback. There was another opportunity here for Shib to run up again. But unfortunately, Shib has run out of juice and is now looking to consolidate between this particular range. So that is sort of on a 1 hour basis. But if we go back to the 1 day basis, we want Shib to consolidate and sit around this particular point, because this is going to be incredibly bullish. And we want to see a bit of consolidation, or even maybe a bull flag to form around this particular point. That way we might be able to see a bigger run up. So let me just draw that up for you guys. So there's a few things that may happen. So one of the first things that will happen is we see a bit of a brief consolidation for 1 or 2 days before the price jumps up again. But what I want to see and what I want to see in terms of the long-term growth of Shib is to essentially for the price to consolidate for a longer period of time. So we talked about how the 1000 is going to be a very significant level. So another thing that can happen is for the price to consolidate sideways for a even longer period of time. So perhaps going like this for an extended period of time before we can see another breakout. And also one thing to keep in mind is that we are being driven by a catalyst, and that is the potential listing on Robinhood. And when the listing is announced, that is going to give Shib another boost as well. So there's a lot of things that is currently at play here. But the good news is that all of the things that is currently lining up for Shib are very positive catalysts. We can sit here all day and talk about technical analysis all day, but what I want to show you guys is what is best, in my opinion, for Shib's long-term growth, because we want to see Shib have breakouts, because breakouts will garner more interest, more public interest through social media spread. We're currently trending on Twitter. We have trending keywords. So these sort of things are the biggest spreaders of information and also awareness of Shib, and that is ultimately the best outcome that we can possibly have for Shib. But anyway guys, I've talked enough. I hope you now have a better understanding of what happened to Shib in the last couple of months, and also where Shib is currently positioned and what can possibly happen with Shib in the future. Leave a comment below of what your price prediction is for Shib by the end of 2020. That's all from me. As always, take care and catch you guys next time.